Hey guys, my morning cough. First I've spoken. I've been up for about 3 hours, but I have not spoken yet. Not even to my cats. It's kind of rude. I might have grunted. I might have grunted at both of them. A good morning grunt. So we're gonna wait and see. Hey Ellie, who shows up for a few minutes, and then we're gonna dive into lesson. What is lesson? We're still on review. Hey Falcon, and I believe our review is for lesson 59. One more review, and we're done our very first review. We're going to wait and see if our friend Anna can make an appearance. As she's following along, she's done every day. I think she might be the only one who's done the everyday of A Course in Miracles for 59 days now. Wow. There she is. I was just talking about you, Anna. Ellie says, I'm heading fishing today. I might miss your next live. I'm leaving in about an hour. Have a good day fishing. Enjoy. Never worry about missing my live. I may or may not have a guest. I had scheduled Paul Hederman. Paul Hederman and myself have difficulty connecting. He does not like technology. I'm not very good at technology. It's a bad combination. Hey, Daniel. Good morning, my friend. Happy Saturday to you. So, Anna, are you ready for lesson 59? Ellie says we're heading for about 7.5 hours. Long fishing trip. That is a long fishing trip. Enjoy your time with your family. I know you go with your father, right? So I need to get my hand warmers ready, and I think my body's warm enough. So I have 4 layers on. That should do it. Hey, Josh. Josh says, I was told you're a good guy, cat and friends. Nah, they got that wrong. Absolutely wrong, Josh. Sorry. Cat says, Yogi, if Rosie shows up, I hope she does. She wants some breath work, pretty please. Definitely. Vulcan says, what's the most important page of the Course of Miracles? Every page. You really can't separate them because it's a process. It's a course. You know, if you're studying history, can you say, what's the most important point in history? If you take anything out, you don't have the rest of it. Now, of course, the secret's given away in the introduction of A Course in Miracles, where it says, nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. But we don't want to take anything as a foregone conclusion. We're supposed to investigate. I wrote about that this morning. I've been putting together, the yoga of forgiveness. Yoga means yoke, to join, the realization that everything is joined. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna revealed 4 paths of yoga to Arjuna. And it was karma yoga, the yoga of selfless service. Bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of devotion. Everything is devoted to God. Raja yoga, which is the royal path. It's also called Ashtanga yoga, 8 limbs of yoga, which is what most people sort of know, because it has the postures, it has the asanas. So you do the ethical training, the postures, the breath work, and then 4 stages of meditation. And the jnana yoga. Jnana yoga is the yoga of self-knowledge and self-inquiry, where we ask, who am I? Course in Miracles has essence of all of those, and I wrote about jnana yoga and Course in Miracles this morning. But there's a 5th limb, and I love to imagine, hey Buddha, I love to imagine, I'm good Anna, that on that battlefield in which the Bhagavad Gita took place, Krishna puts his arm around Arjuna and leads him off the battlefield and whispers, there's a 5th limb of yoga. The world is not ready for it yet, but it will be, and it is the yoga of forgiveness. True forgiveness. Not the forgiveness that we know about. This is the yoga of seeing and recognizing, are and experiencing who we are through the practice of forgiveness. Vulcan says, I let my subconscious mind absorb the course, forgive me, which is good, but it's got to be a practice. Otherwise, it's nothing. If you don't practice yoga, then it's all theoretically. If you don't practice the Course in Miracles, meaning forgiving, then again, it's theoretical. Pretty, nice language, wonderful to think about. Wow, if I could only get to that point of experiencing peace in every moment, how awesome would that be? It's the same with breath work. Unless you do the breath work, you never rewire your central nervous system. You never get to that point where you can choose the parasympathetic over the sympathetic by incorporating the breath. Everything is a practice. Hey, Dave. Do you ever sell picnic baskets? Nope, not a real yogi then. It depends. Here's the problem. Most vegans don't go on picnics. So when I'm looking to sell a picnic basket, I look in the picnic basket, man, and it's all stuff covered in mayonnaise. Hey, evil ass skeleton. Is that ass skeleton? So all we're talking about is the ass of the skeleton? So some people, have the skull and it sits on the shelf. You actually have the ass bones sitting on the shelf. What is a vegan? The opposite of everything most people eat. All right, lesson 59. Thank you, Anna. Anna gives me anti-mayonnaise support. Lesson 59, and then we're going to get into self-inquiry and the actual practice. This is a review. As you know, as you review, read these 5 lessons and do at least one each day, 2 minutes, just repeating the idea and then letting it sink in. Try to reach that little point of silence. And by the end of the day, you should have incorporated 5. If there's any one that resonates most with you, focus on that for a little bit. These are the ideas that are open for review. Thank you, seriously, Dave. God goes with me wherever I go. How can I be alone when God always goes with me? How can I be doubtful and unsure of myself when perfect certainty abides in me? How can I be disturbed by anything when He rests in me in absolute peace? How can I suffer when love and joy surround me through Him? Let me not cherish illusions about myself. I am perfect because God goes with me wherever I go. Reviewing lesson 42. God is my strength. Vision is His gift. Let me not look into my own eyes to see today. Let me be willing to exchange my pitiful illusions, of seeing for the vision what that is given by God. Christ's vision is His gift, and He has given it to me. Let me call upon this gift today so that this day may help me to understand eternity. God is my source. I cannot see apart from Him. I can see what God wants me to see. I cannot see anything else. Beyond His will lies only illusions. It is these I choose when I think I can see apart from Him. It is these I choose when I try to see through the body's eyes. Yet the vision of Christ has been given to replace them. It is through this vision that I choose to see. Reviewing lesson 44, God is the light in which I see. I cannot see in darkness. God is only the light. God is the only light. Therefore, if I am to see, it must be through Him. I have tried to define what seeing is. I have been wrong. Now it is given to me to understand that God is the light in which I see. Let me welcome vision and the happy world it will show me. Reviewing lesson 45. God is the mind in which I think. I have no thoughts I do not share with God. I have no thoughts apart from him, because I have no mind apart from his. As part of his mind, my thoughts are his, and his thoughts are mine. And there we go. 5 lessons, guys. We'll do breath work separately in case our friend Rosie shows up. Kat says there's been a lot of dragons around lately. Falcon says he gives the answer, no animal products. Thank you for that, Falcon. And when we love, for sure. Well, here's the key, Falcon. As the ego, you can't love anymore. You can't. You have a finite amount of what you think of love that you can offer people. And it has to be met in kind. Who you are is already love, and you can't know who you are any more than who you are. Kat says, I wish to know myself as love more. Falcon says, I guess we must practice, Kat. 59 lessons under the belt, Anna. Good job. So let me read a little bit about jhana yoga. Good morning, Tiger King. Your last night of the night, would you like me to still? Yes, come on up. 10:25. Can you get back to me and let me know? You look after yourself and you take care, and God bless. Well, I have no way to contact you, Tiger King, other than, a mental shout out. Hey, Tiger King. So come on up if you want. So you can't help but love as God loves. You share the mind of God. You are an idea in the mind of God. When you remember that, you love as God loves. When you forget that, you bargain like the ego bargains. It's okay to bargain like the ego bargains. It's okay to recognize, man, here's the ego. I'm going through an ego experience. An ego experience. It's not who you are. It's an experience existing, appearing within the mind of who you are. The mind of who you are is God's mind. God's mind is perfect love. Therefore, I'm going to use a legal term, ipso facto. All right, I don't know if that's actually a legal term. I heard it in a cartoon once. But I'm going to say it again, ipso facto. You are love. You are perfect love. You are God's love. Relax in who you are. This is a practice. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about, jhana yoga. And let me read what I wrote. It's really a course in self-inquiry. Jhana yoga, almost a continuous asking of who we really are and what is our relationship with God. Lesson 156 of A Course in Miracles implores us to ask, who walks with me? At least 1,000 times a day, until uncertainty has ended and we are established in the true peace of God, of God's love. We aren't meant to convince ourselves with this practice, but to allow the question to reveal our essence through a steady refusal of accepting anything else about ourselves. Jhana yoga separates the real from the unreal, and it's in this reality that's revealed in which we finally rest. The Course doesn't so much provide an answer as it does the means for us to arrive at the truth on our own. That's the practice of self-inquiry. It's where its real value lies. How just the right question will give us the actual experience of God's presence, and then all doubt is erased forever and only love abides. Who walks with me? And now with decades worth of asking, I finally know. That's the value of practice. Practice is the thing. Practice is the thing. I've been saying lately, when you forgive, you are as enlightened and as awakened and as loving as you're ever going to be. Remember, we're talking about a different kind of forgiveness. I can't stress that enough, because we talk about it and we talk about it and someone will still say, but I can't forgive this horrendous thing. And of course, the answer is no, you can't. It's an impossibility. You will never, ever be able to forgive someone who has harmed a child or has killed numbers of people, destroyed lives. You will never be able to do that. And you're not supposed to. On the level of the body, on the level of the form, where things actually occur. No one's ever asking you to excuse what someone's done. What we do is look past what has been done on the level of the body to the reality of who they are, so that we recognize the reality of who we are. Hey, Sherry. I got angry with an annoying person today, and I feel a bit guilty. Everything's a moment of practice. Every single thing is a moment of practice. And I'm not just talking about the annoying person. Hey, Christy, how are you? I'm talking about your guilt. Hey, Sniper. Use your guilt, the experience of guilt. Use the experience of anger. As Dove Fishman, he's become a great teacher in my life, reminds me over and over again, bless your triggers. Bless the anger. Bless the annoyance. It's showing you something. It's revealing something. Then choose otherwise. If you can't choose otherwise, choose to recognize, right now I can't choose otherwise. But I'm willing to at least entertain the thought that I can. Turn it over, everything. Everything is turned over to the Holy Spirit. Hey, Village. How are you, my friend? It's nice to see you. I appreciate you being here. Hey, I appreciate the kind comments that you leave in my videos and your presence. I'm doing not bad, and you? I'm doing good. I'm glad that you're not doing bad. Super says, incredible findings last night. Awesome. Anna says, bless your triggers, then choose otherwise, or choose to recognize. That's right. You better recognize. Sherez, am I pronouncing that right? Sherez says hi to Kat. Hey, Coffee Cake, how are you? Am I choosing to recognize that I like poo? So none of this is true? Kat is cracking herself up. You know, sometimes we just need to say, I feel like poo, and not worry about it. I don't know if I've ever actually said poo on a live stream before. I know I've said poop on a live stream before. Coffee Cake says, I'm okay, how are you? I'm doing good, my friend. Shiraz, I like it too. I like my coffee black, and I don't eat cake in the morning. I actually don't eat cake. So on the, again, we don't want to engage in level confusion. On the level of body, my body hurts, my body's sore, my body's not feeling well. I don't feel good. Do the things to make your body feel well. At the same time, do the things on the level of spirit in which you truly exist to recognize everything is in perfect order. Everything is divine. Everything is already whole and healed. You don't heal on the level of the spirit, on the level of the mind, because everything is already whole. Everything is already perfect. Everything is already love. To try to bring the illusion to truth isn't a possibility, but you can bring the truth to illusion, and the illusion ceases to exist. But it's a practice. Let's see. Well, nice. I would clean myself up, dust myself off, put on some new pants, change your underwear for sure. Empty them out, man. Show says, Yogi, you need cake but not coffee. I believe because of black coffee you have lost your weight. I've weighed the same since I quit ultra running, uh, 2020. So we're talking 6 years. Just about the same. Maybe a pound up, maybe a pound down on occasion. Um, I originally lost weight when I became an ultra runner. Well, two things. When I switched from uh, Olympic weightlifting to kettlebell sport, which is more endurance based. So I lost some of the bulk that I had when I was Olympic weightlifting. Still kept a lot of muscle. I lost some muscle when I was ultra running, purposely so. I just did not want to carry any extra weight than what I needed. When I quit ultra running and started doing high rep body weight stuff, I put on some more muscle. Um, and when I got back into kettlebell sport, I put on a little more muscle again, and I've been cruising along for a number of years at this weight. I'm actually at a really good weight for my height. I'm 5'9", about 150. Don't think I'd want to be any heavier. At age almost 61, carrying extra weight, it's just not worth it. You know, it's extra work that you put on your heart. Not worth it. Focus says, I'm voting for God. Is he on the ballot? Cat says, nice, take a shower, man. Yes, take a shower. And I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day. Sure says, nice, Trump won't be third time elected. I think elected's probably the key word. That's the scary thing. All right, what did I do with my watch? We're going to head out on the live stream in just a minute. There we go. Any questions about lesson 59? Any questions about self-inquiry? Now, the Ramana Maharshi, his prescription, not to everyone, it's been taken as a catch-all. Hey, Miss Pipper. Nope, didn't see Rosie. Ramana Maharshi would say, who am I? Who am I? And would ask that repeatedly. Never, the key to self-inquiry, never settle on an answer. As soon as you think you know who you are, you have just covered or uncovered another veil in the illusion of who you are. Keep removing the veils. When you get to that great cosmic shrug, when you don't know, now you know. A teacher of mine, maybe 15 years ago, Gary Weber. Gary is referred to in Chris Nyberg's best-selling book, No Self, No Problem. Gary was a guest, or not Gary, Chris was a guest maybe 2 months ago. Chris interviewed Gary. Gary is someone who, as he was performing yoga postures, Vinyasa yoga, his sense of self, the self-dialogue, the narrator, dropped away. It was a little scary for him. He was teaching college and had a business, and he wordlessly wondered, how do we exist without a self-narrator? How will I function in the world? He was at peace, but, there crept that little worry, how am I going to function? What he found is that he functions perfectly fine, in fact, better, because without that dialogue, there's no going back and forth. That which needs to be done spontaneously appeared to him. Anyway, Gary was a good teacher of mine. He used to say, ask Where am I? Instead of who am I, ask where am I? Because guess what? We are always revealed in the moment and as the moment. I don't eat pig either, Shiraz. Kat says, what do you think would be better result? Asking who walks beside me 1,000 times or who am I 1,000 times? And in essence, it's the same answer. Falcon says, you are you. Are you? Are you, Falcon? Find out. Don't take your word for it. Who is the you? That's the value of that question. Who is the you that you're referring to? If you think you know, you don't know. What you know is a thought. And who you are is never, ever a thought. The map is not the territory. The menu is never the meal. As soon as we say, well, you are you, I am whatever. Even if you get to that I am presence, you got to let it go. I love the question, who walks beside me? The key is not to, again, allow the question to reveal itself. Kat says, reminds me of pointing my finger at myself. Yep, and remember, the finger that points, you're never pointing at yourself. You're pointing at the absence of a self. Kat says, Yogi, you should walk the members through that experience, the finger pointing one. I have definitely before. We can do it again. Hey, Taco. What's up, man? I see your channel growing. Congratulations. You remind me of my dad. You look just like him. Do you remember me? Taco, the name sounds familiar. Dark Blazer? It sounds familiar too. Thanks for the congratulations. Yep, the channel's growing. It's getting there. My channel's, it's taken a bit of a hit. It's weird. You know, because I switched gears a bit. I'm not doing my workouts online. You know, I'm not showing them. I'm mainly talking about A Course in Miracles as well as yoga. It's okay. Falcon says, the menu is the meal. If you are that dude off the meaning of life. Is that the guy who ate the breath mint? Is that the exploding guy, Falcon? Shreya says, Anna, you are my heart. Sissy, my friend, 10 months. Thank you so much. I was thinking about you this morning. I have you saved in my favorites so that I can go and give some watch hours. Kat says, I would like to do that. We can do it in this afternoon's live stream if you want, Kat. Tiger King says, hi, Kat. Jack, how you doing? Hey, Billy. I'm glad that King Charles loves me. Kat says, hi to Sissy. Billy says, so are we just space monkeys? I hope so. Here to pose and collect stuff? I really, really hope so. So if we were to collect stuff, that would give me more stuff to put in boxes. And I love boxes. Space monkeys love nothing more than boxes. The more stuff I collect, the more boxes that I need. Please support my box habit, guys. Hey, Buns. Say, bro, I recently found the forbidden maps, but can't seem to unlock the maps within the maps. Have you studied them, or can you give me any insights into these maps? I can. I can. But I'm not going to. Shahai says, Yogi, has Soul sent? I mean, what is it? She has been a member. She renewed her membership. She's been a member for 10 months. So for the low, low price of 99 cents a month, you too can get absolutely nothing back in return other than the sheer satisfaction of knowing that you support me to show up to talk nonsense 3 times a day. That's a bargain if I've ever heard one before. Don't ask me to repeat that. I actually have no idea what I just said. Tiger King Sarah, I know 1025 on my side, but is that... Yes, yes. Are you still here? Yes. The answer is yes, Tiger King. I'm sorry. Did I say yes? I meant to say yes. The answer is yes. Taco says, I've been subscribed since Dark Blazer. I miss my dad. I watch all the time. Taco, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the fact that you subscribe. Buffett says, way back when? Way back in the way back machine. Sissy says, just wanted to pop in and bring a smile to your face. You certainly did, my friend. You certainly did, and you always do. Floor says, yes, Soul Star, be blessed. Thank you, Floor. I want to read something from the text. Chapter 15 is a beautiful, beautiful chapter. I believe this is one of Miss Flipper's favorite chapters because it deals with the holy instant, extending the holy instant, practicing the holy instant. Let me see if I can find it. This is chapter 15. It is section 5. It is in paragraph 9. I absolutely love this. I'm going to try to write about this tomorrow. God knows you now. Now is in italics. Now should be capitalized. God knows you now. Now. Keep thinking about that. God knows you now. That's the value of asking that question, when am I? It's always now. When you keep asking that question, when am I? You come to the inescapable conclusion, I am now. If you are now, and if God knows you now, yourself realize you have touched upon heaven. Here. Now. God remembers nothing, having always known you exactly as he knows you now, right now. The holy instant reflects his knowing by bringing all perception out of the past, thus removing the frame of reference you have built by which to judge your brothers. I'm going to add this myself, as well as yourself. Every judgment you make about yourself is a judgment based upon the past, but God knows you now, and there is only now. God knows you now. How freeing is that? Look in the mirror and realize God knows me now. Not a single millisecond of the past exists now. There's no such thing as a future because it's now. The future is going to be now, but in the future. God knows you now. That makes me smile. I read that this morning. I've read it probably hundreds of times before. But as is often the case, as is always the case, I should say, something will catch my attention as if I had never read it before. God knows you now. Hey, PTS. You celebrate that your mom has found love. Falcon says, Eric is so smart to have a transparent sense of humor. It's a blessing and a curse. And for one, almost everyone knows that a smartass comment is coming, because it's been noted that I often get, which has been referred to as a smirk, but it's not a smirk. I'm smirk free. But there comes, I'm a lousy poker player, because a smile starts, and I know, and everyone knows, that I'm going to say something completely ridiculous. Falcon says, Lord bless us with patience. Infinite patience produces immediate effects. Hey, Cheeto. Flo says, black people are also good. Yep. My ex-wife, African-American. Stepdaughter's African-American. Taka says, what book are you reading? He knew me yesterday, a week ago, years before I was even born. What book am I reading right now? Well, I'm constantly reading Course in Miracles. I was reminded a couple guests ago that it's my yearly time to take a deep dive back in the Bhagavad Gita. I haven't started it yet. I'm also reading Jesus and Forgiveness, the meeting point of Christianity and A Course in Miracles by Kenneth Wapnick. Excellent advice from Sissy. Mind your own business. Black's beautiful. Be kind and respectful. That is what we do. Amen to that. Tiger King says, absolutely funny. You turned around and said that. And you meant to say yes. You meant to say yes. You meant to say yes. That was funny. You know you're a comedian when you wanted me. I'm almost always a comedian. I do know Balzac. Not greatly familiar. Falcon says, serious face engage. You ready? How was that? I can put that on anytime I want. Anytime. You ready? Sissy says, I am as well as can be. TK, hope the same for you. Kat says, Yogi, thank you for that book recommendation. Can you send it to me? Yes. Yes, I can. If I can find a pen. See that? It says cat. If you can read my hieroglyphics. And it says, I haven't read many of his books. I have not either. Falcon's laughing. If I can make Falcon laugh once in the morning, my day is complete. You can go back to bed right now. Thank you, Sissy. Poster child of Stoicism. That's right. Falcon says, you all bleed red? In the immortal words of Jesse the Body Ventura in Arnold Schwarzenegger's seminal classic movie, Predator, I ain't got time to bleed. There you go. Your cinematic presentation brought to you by Jesse Yogi in the morning. doing impersonations. Cat says, whatever it is hot. Taco says, love it. I'm glad you love it. Sissy says, better than lukewarm. All right, we're going to get ready to pack it up in just a minute, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out with me last night. It was fun. We had a fun time. Tiger King says he might come up this evening. At 1 o'clock, I may or may not have a guest. Paul Hederman of the famed Bitch Slap, the Zen Bitch Slap. You can check him out on YouTube. He's got a website too. Paul Hederman is very big in the recovery movement. He's a non-duality teacher, very much influenced by Course in Miracles as well. He does not pull any punches. Tells it like it is. Which you need in a teacher of non-duality, because we have a tendency to settle upon things. We settle upon an identity. Oh, I'm pure spirit. Pure spirit is a description of who you are. Pure spirit itself can't have a term. It can't have a name. It can only be. Anytime you settle on a name, you or someone who's acting as a teacher, providing pointers, needs to pull that rug out from beneath us. Me too. I grew up on Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've actually seen his very first movie. Do you know what it was? It was not very good. Hey, Kat. Kat's been a member for 14 months. Says, love you. Love you too. I may come up, Eric, that wrong, because I'm come up at 10:25, mate. Looking forward to it. Tiger King and I have been rehearsing a dance routine. And we're going to present to it now. Miss Pippa says, blessings, Sophia Sis. Flora says, blessings, Cat and Jack. Focus says, I love Last Action Hero. So you're the one. You're the one who loved that. There are some movies best forgotten. Kindergarten Cop. This is difficult for me to say. Skits, man, Mr. 1000 comes by and blesses us with his presence. I thought for sure when Skits hit the big time, when he hit that 1K, he would forget all about us little people as he's shooting to the top. Guys, a big congratulations to Skitosis. Salute, my friend. 1K, well deserved. You worked hard for those. You show up, man, you bare your soul to your friends, Skits. You hold nothing back. You are a beautiful, beautiful person. You deserve those 1K. Focus says I was very young. No excuses. No excuses. I can't talk. Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movie was Hercules Goes to New York, and it was awful. His real breakthrough, of course, he was also in Stay Hungry, which was not an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It actually had Jeff Bridges and Sally Fields. It's a pretty good movie. And his breakthrough, though, was the original Conan. Conan hung from the tree of woe. When he was asked, Conan, what is the meaning of life? He said, to crush your enemy. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women. I have lived my life by that message ever since. People want to know, what is the message of just a yogi? And it says, the yoga of true forgiveness, really, the message, the only message I've ever put out there, crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women. It's my life philosophy, guys. I am what I am. Kat says, Skits, congratulations again, my partner in crime. I love you so much. I'm so happy to see you grow. Me too. Doctor says, I don't know his first movie, but at least 5, I could say. So, I've really loved Conan. When Conan came out, I was 15 years old. I was training for my first bodybuilding contest in which I did not compete. I've trained for bodybuilding. I actually was going to sign up for 2 shows, never competed. I was scared to get up on deck and bikini briefs and pose. I didn't mind it, loved the training. I didn't mind the dieting. I liked the discipline of it. I even liked the artistry of it. I was too shy to do it. Predator, good movie. Loved it. I even liked Commando. Sissy says, so it isn't to live a life of meaning? The meaning of life is to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women. Provides me all the meaning that I need. Skid says, good morning, Yogi. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Kat. Love you too, my friend. Thank you for your support, and connection is important to me. You all inspire me better every day. Kat says, Skids, don't go for better. Go for remembering the perfection that you really are. Beautifully said. Miss Pepper says, the barbarian. She's referring to me. Education of a bodybuilder. His education of bodybuilding was very influential for me. Had a great routine that I followed, and then he put together his big book, the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. Probably the only book about bodybuilding that you need, except I always like the heavy duty, the Arthur Jones, Mike Mentzer, Dorian Yates style, one set to failure. Skid says, thank you, Kat. That's really beautiful. Sissy says, I've been hearing it wrong. Dang it. So, Sissy, what have you been doing? Have you been listening to the lamentations of the women before you crush your enemies and see them driven before you? It's got to be in the proper order. To really appreciate the lamentations of the women, first you need to crush your enemies. Then you have to see them driven before you. Only then can you truly appreciate the lamentations of the women. Kat says, it's time to remember. Sissy says, I let them watch me eat instead. Okay, let's call that Plan B. And very often Plan B is even more effective than Plan A. I'm going to be honest with you. At the age of 60 plus, it's harder for me now to crush my enemies than it used to be. I cannot crush them quite as easily. And the lamentations of the women, one, seeing them driven before me, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. You got to chase after them. It's like you're a sheepdog, nipping at their heels. And the lamentations of the women, just, it's not as joyful as it used to be. Arnold Schwarzenegger's favorite singing, I'd Get to the Chopper. Perfect Arnold Schwarzenegger accent, by the way. Sissy says, you know how much I love synchronicities. Hey, Amon, how are you, my friend? Dragon? Amen. Jesus gets, so I remember a cat, and admittedly, sometimes I struggle letting go of the ego in modern society, but deep down, I know nothing but love. Give up the struggle. It's only the ego that struggles. Tiger King says, Arnold Schwarzenegger's favorite, say it, get to the chopper. Please say it, Eric. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Dragon says, Afin, hello, I need God. You can't need what you already have. All right, guys. It is 6 o'clock. Sun's going to be up in about half an hour. Am I really a yogi, sir? I'm not really a yogi, sir. I'm just a yogi. A yogi, sir, makes me sound like a knight. Spelled with a K. Fire horse upgrade equals fire dragon. I do not do impersonations, Tiger King. I can never do a good Arnold. And it says, I can't need what I already have. The knight protects the queen. I hope so. I hope we all protect each other. Tiger King says, take care, Cat and Soul and Anna. Aman says, what does yogi mean in your definition, sir? Well, that would just be my definition, right? My suggestion is, Amen, find out what yogi means to you. And if it resonates, stick with it. If it doesn't resonate, then keep looking. Tiger King says, Miss Pipper, you be there? Come on Eric Live. It's kind of late for her, Tiger King. 5:25 my time, 10:25 your time. I think there's an hour, maybe 2 hours difference between you two. So that would be 12. That would be almost 12:30. And if you're coming up towards the end, we're talking about like going on 2 o'clock in the morning for Miss Flipper. Skits, have a great day too. We're going to be celebrating Skits all day. Not because he got 1K. Skits deserve to have 1K. We're not celebrating Skits because he got 1K. We're celebrating Skits because who he is and that he's a good friend. Tucker says, would like to talk more. I know you have to go. Any good people you can recommend? Hey, if you go to my channel where I have the playlist, I have a playlist of all the guests that I've had up for the past 4 or 5 months. All of those people are good people. They are better teachers than I am. I'm not a great teacher. I'm just someone who can facilitate having great teachers come here and offer what they offer. Go visit them, for sure. Mun says, you seem like a good person, sir. Can I ask you what to do for a living? This is it. This is it. I show up and annoy people 3 times a day for a living. People pay me to go away. And it says, hello to Aman. Kat says, this is what Yogi does for a living. You can help support Yogi by becoming a member or super chatting. Definitely. If anyone would consider. Never necessary, but it's always appreciated. And it says, thank you, Skits. Wishing everyone a splendid Saturday, too. All right, guys, stay tuned to whether or not we have a guest this afternoon at 1 o'clock. This evening, we're going to sing. We're going to have fun. And hopefully Tiger King will be able to make it up. If he can't, understandable. Tiger says, don't know them. You remind me of my dad. Well, I appreciate that. Skit says, much love, so sister, keep shining, and we celebrate each other's presence every day, Yogi. Love you, man. Love you too, Skits. Lesson 60 tomorrow. It's the last of the review for lesson 60. And then this is an exciting time. There's first 25 lessons, first 50, give or take. Usually the first 30, to be honest with you, is where it's a path of negation, where things seem to be removed. But now we're adding on. Lesson 61 tells us who we are. You are the light of the world. It also reveals your purpose, your dharma. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. What does the light of the world and its function do? The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Let me not forget my function. My only function is the one that God gave me. My happiness and my function are the same. I've been discovering that more and more. My happiness is in direct proportion to the amount that I surrender to my function, and my function is forgiveness. All right. Love you guys. I will see everyone tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow, but I'll also see you later today. Hey, Antonio. God be omni love to all, to you as well, my friend. Tonka, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us. Much appreciated. Aman, thank you. Everyone else who came in that we just met today, I appreciate you being here, even if it's just for a moment, even if it's just to drop a funny comment. All of it's appreciated. And for my good friends, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Flora. Hey, I appreciate the sub, my friend. Thank you so much. And for the record, Yogi, it's just someone who practices yoga. Just a yogi is just someone who's very sincere in the practice. Yoga is the remembrance of who we are. Yoga means yoke, to join together. The only thing that can be joined is that which is already present in perfect oneness, which is who we are in relation to God. A yogi is someone who is seeking God realization by the practice of yoga. For me, that fifth path of yoga is the yoga of forgiveness, which is what my channel is about. Love you, my friend.